See the different types of quadrilaterals. First one, square. You all have drawn squares, you have observed squares. Here we find that the main property of a square is that all the sides are equal. If all sides are equal, that means all the sides here, which refers to AB, BC, CD and DA. So, if one side is given as 2 centimeter, then we can say that all the other sides will also be 2 centimeter. So, it can be given that AB is to find out BC or CD or DA. So, it is a very direct easy question that since one side is 2, all the other sides will be 2. So, first property, all sides are equal. The second property of a square is that all the angles are going to be 90 degrees. All angles are 90 degrees means angle A and angle B, C and D will all be equal to 90 degrees. And the total, of course, for any quadrilateral will be 360, and here it is clearly observed that 90 into 4 is 360. So, all angles are equal. Join A to C and join B to D, these are called the diagonals. The diagonals of a square are equal. So, we can say the length of AC will be equal to BD. The length of the diagonals are equal, that is property number 3. And also another important property, when we join the diagonals, the intersection point, if I am marking it O, it will always intersect each other at 90 degrees. So, we can say that diagonals of a square intersect each other at 90. So, all the angles AOB, BOC, COD and DOA will all be equal to 90 degrees. And also the diagonals of the square will bisect each other. Bisecting each other means OA will be equal to OC and OB will be equal to OD. Now, if you look at the second figure here, that is a rectangle, and you will find here that in a rectangle, one side is bigger than the other. It is not like a square where all sides are equal. So, here the opposite sides are equal. So, if I am going to name this figure as A, B, C and D, we will not get all sides equal, but we will get opposite sides equal. That means AB will be equal to CD and AD will be equal to BC. So, first property, we will get opposite sides of a rectangle are equal. Second property, in fact, is the same as what we got earlier. That means all angles of the rectangle are also 90 degrees. So, we get angle A, B, C and D as 90 degrees. The third property, AC equal to BD, was in a square, and we can say for a rectangle also the diagonals are going to be of equal length. So, we can say that AC is equal to BD. Fourth property, we saw here that diagonals are bisecting each other at 90 in case of a square, but in case of a rectangle we find that the diagonals do not intersect each other at 90. So, that property holds good in this case for a square only. So, that property will not be used here, but if you look at the last one, that diagonals of the square bisect each other. So, OA and OC were equal, OB and OD were equal, that property will be here also. That means in case of a rectangle also we observe that OA is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Hence, we get 4 properties for a rectangle. Therefore, both square and rectangle have some common properties. So, the differentiation will lie in the sides being equal in case of a square. Here only opposite sides are equal. And secondly, the difference lies in the fact that here diagonals bisect each other at 90 degrees. However, in a rectangle, the diagonals do not bisect each other at 90 degrees.